my channel. Gonna do a product review today. Gonna do a product review for this Garmin GPS Map 62s. It's a very good product. It's a very sturdy, durable product. It eats batteries, so holy moly. So unless you're buying the really good batteries, the lithium batteries you can get for these things, I highly suggest you do. They're a little more expensive, but they last way longer, like 14 times longer, because you'll go through Duracells and Energizer alkaline batteries like they're going out of style with this particular unit. That being said, it's pretty reliable. I've had a couple little glitches with it. What I've done is I use it for navigating. I use it for navigating when I'm going off road. I download the maps, or I'll plot a course, and it hasn't failed me. I used it to get myself all the way down to Las Vegas. I drove down and did some overlanding. I didn't just stick to the main roads. I took some back roads and whatnot. I've got a fairly substantial four-wheel drive that I use to go off-roading and overlanding. And this screen is a little bit small for in the vehicle, but it's a handy little thing, and I use it mostly for geocaching, so I can just grab it out of my mount. I have a mount in my vehicle. I'll post a picture of that up. It sits in my vehicle, and it's fairly close to my eye, so I can see it. But it's the modes, different modes on it. You can set it to geocache, you can set it to hike, you can set it so that you can get into automotive mode. It changes the way the screen reacts, and I use the OSM maps. I don't necessarily buy the maps from Garmin, but OSM is a fairly decent mapping software. And the other nice thing about this particular unit is that it has a micro SD in the back of it. Micro SD. You can put your maps, you can load your maps up on this, and I think it takes up to a 32 gig SD card, so you can load a lot of maps up on that, and then you're not dependent upon the 4 gigs or whatever this thing has in it for its internal memory. You just drop the little SD card in there, and then you slide that down and you lock it. One of the things I have had happen to me with this is that as I'm using it and I'm driving on the road and whatnot, and I do some off-roading, and so it does get a bounce around a little bit, that SD card will actually, the little latch for it will come loose, and then it can't find any maps. But I've done this, I've had this problem with it enough that now I know to check that right away. As soon as I realize it can't navigate anymore, it'll tell you that it can't. There's no maps, no navigatable maps available. One of the things, like I said, I've had this thing for, I'm going to say 4 years, maybe 5 years, but you can start to see now where on the buttons here, the buttons on the edges are starting to lose their color. It's not stopping the function of the, it's not stopping the function of the device at all. It's just cosmetic thing that's it's showing some wear. Let's put it that way. But it still works. There's nothing wrong with the device. It still gets me where I want to go, and it's still faithful. It took me a little while to get used to all the features and stuff that it has. It has a lot of features. It does a lot of different things, and I don't necessarily use them all. I use it to navigate when I'm traveling to places that I don't know. I also use it mostly for geocaching, and I also use it to keep on track. Sometimes I go off-roading in places where there's no real road, but you have to stay to a defined track that is in the GPS, and it keeps me from getting fines from the government for going off-road in places that are restricted or otherwise closed. So, and that's what's it's a big savior that way. So it's really easy to get off the road and into areas where the areas are closed. But using the GPS and the maps provided by our government here, our provincial government, to show us where we can and where we can't go, you don't have any excuse if you're using a GPS like this. So it's a great little gadget. I'm really happy with it. I would like to upgrade sometime, but for now, this thing is really good. That's really helped me out a lot. Gets me to where I want to go. And also the other great thing about this is if you get into some place and there's more than one way to get home, this will tell you how to do it. So it's and you don't need Google Maps. You don't need a cell phone. Sometimes the places I can't download maps on my cell phone because Google, there's no cell service at that area. And having this thing, it's really great. It hasn't failed me at all. It does have a glitch now and then, but it's just shut off, turn it back on, or take the batteries out and turn it back on, and then it'll catch up and figure out where it is. I don't know. Just sometimes the satellites loses touch with the satellites, but not very often. Very rare, and it could be because I went through a tunnel or I went through some other obstruction that stopped the satellite signal, and then it takes a bit to catch up. I haven't had any problems with overheating or anything. It does like to eat batteries, I'm going to say that. And I used Basecamp software. I'm not really super impressed with Basecamp, but I'll do a bit of a review on it when I get this published. I'll put Basecamp, a screenshot of Basecamp up or whatever, and do a little walkthrough on Basecamp. But I'm quite sure there's got to be a better product out there, and I haven't found it yet, but I haven't really looked too hard either. So anyways, Garmin GPSMap 62s. It's a decent product. I believe this model is discontinued now, but I think I paid it's almost $400 for it, and 5 years ago. But there's another GPS map. Put a number in there, whatever you like. That's it's not a 62s anymore. It's something else, probably a 72 or 75 or something. The replacement, I've seen that particular device. It's a really good device too. It's got a larger screen. It's got better functions on the buttons, but it's a good product. Garmin makes good stuff. So, well, their software sucks, but their actual physical product is good. It's got some weight to it. It's a good product. I like it. Anyways, thanks for joining me. If you have any questions about the Garmin or about any other products or that they make that I may have tried, I've tried a few of these, so feel free to send me a comment, ask questions. Please share, like, and subscribe. Thanks a lot. Talk to you soon. Bye now.